Yes, sir. We are able to see.
Okay, right. Namaste. Welcome you all for today's session. A few words about myself, how I started my journey of spirituality in this lifetime. I was guided by my father from my childhood about the basics of spirituality. But practicing spirituality actually started when I learned meditation in the year 2003. The simple science of meditation, which brought actually uh, so much of change in my understanding of the basics of spirituality, which I learned till that time. So that's a great transformation in myself, and I'm very a happy soul from my childhood. So basically, I'm a civil engineer by profession. I was working for roads and buildings department in that year 2003 in Andhra Pradesh when I came in touch with this meditation. Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement has organized a meditation session in the place where I was working in Andhra Pradesh in West Godavari district. So I attended a brief session, and the way they explained about the meditation is actually awesome. So I started practicing meditation, had good experience. Then I waited for more experiences of a third eye vision, which was actually narrated in many books. So then actually I understood that whatever I know, I should share with others. So for that, actually I waited for more than 6 months time. So then I understood that. So the spirituality is a subject of very vastness. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. So about this spirituality, the wisdom is actually infinite. There is a lot actually. And there are so many great masters who have experienced spirituality in their lives and have shared their wisdom in the books. So Patriji, that's why encourages everybody to read the books written by spiritual masters. He himself has read so many books, and he encourages everybody to read spiritual books because such is the vastness of spirituality. But Patriji also encourages to share the wisdom, whatever we have experienced, because by listening to so many people, we will identify our questions with some of their experiences. So then our question gets answered. So for that reason, Patriji encourages everybody to teach also. When they start meditation, also he encourages to teach meditation because while teaching, he will get that the teacher will get connected to few people. So and when they read the great masters, they may be not able to get connected to the masters. But when they listen to the co-seekers, who are in the journey of spirituality, then they may get connected to their questions. So this is the beauty of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. So that's why Patriji encourages everybody to start teaching because teaching actually makes us also perfect. So I thank Ashwini to give me this opportunity to share my understanding about pyramid power and the science of meditation. I will take you through the PowerPoint presentation. Pyramids are fascinating. When in the year 2003, when I attended the session, I told you, so he mentioned about the pyramid. Then I wondered, in a spiritual session, why is he using the word pyramid? Because pyramids, earlier it is my understanding. It's of course I found it later that it's a misunderstanding that pyramids are for keeping dead bodies. So it's a misinterpretation. So there is actually a mega pyramid which was one of the seven wonders of the world, ancient wonders. in Egypt, Giza pyramid. Giza pyramid was built by unknown people. The historians interpret that it has been constructed by the pharaohs, kings of pharaohs, but they have constructed several other pyramids. But this pyramid is actually a wonder. Through some of the slides, I will explain that. So then I also, when I heard first time about the pyramid in a spiritual session, I wondered and I read a book about the pyramids. So then it's an eye opener for me. Then I started reading more books and started experimenting about the pyramid power. So what was written in those books, I found true to myself that pyramids are much useful in preservation power. So that's how my journey of spirituality started. So let us first understand about the pyramid power, because this is a tool which we can use in our day-to-day life. Spirituality and science of meditation is a journey inward. But in our day-to-day life, we need so many things materialistically. So pyramids help actually in our day-to-day life in many ways. So let us understand about the pyramid power first, and then let us go to the second part of the science of meditation. What is a pyramid? Pyramid is a word, if you see, Pyra, Pyra, Emid, Amid, Emid. At the center, Pyra is fire. Fire at the center. So this fire is actually the life force, the biocosmic energy. And at the center, it is maximum. See, this biocosmic energy is everywhere. How we take the breath? The breath is the life force for all the beings, right? And breath is getting the energy from this cosmic energy. And this cosmic energy is maximum at 1/3 of the pyramid. So many civilizations actually have studied about the pyramids, Mayan civilization, Egyptian civilizations. There are many structures actually. Slowly and slowly they are getting revealed to the humanity. Pyramids are like storehouses of cosmic energy. So it's a structure, a simple structure for equilateral triangles joining to make a tip. But it becomes a storehouse of cosmic energy. So what is the secret behind this? So till now, two things are actually known, which is making the pyramids a unique structure. One is golden angle. There is a golden ratio. So according to that golden ratio, the pyramid slope is inclined to the base at an angle of 51 degree 50 minutes. So this is called golden angle widely. And the base of the pyramid is oriented parallelly to the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, to the true direction, not the magnetic north, south, east, west, to the real true north, south, east, west. So these are the two things which are making this structure unique. And when pyramids are studied, the Giza pyramid was studied actually. These two things are followed there exactly, and that is making this structure unique. And when tested, they have found that the energy is maximum at 1/3 from the base of the pyramid. The highest amount of cosmic energy is available. Like you can see a magnifying lens, a convex lens actually. Solar light is everywhere. But when you keep a magnifying lens, so the solar light gets focused and gets concentrated, and it can make the paper burn underneath it. So that means the magnifying lens is focusing the cosmic solar energy. Similarly, a pyramid is a structure which focuses the cosmic energy at a particular space. And we can experience that. We can use that extra energy. So many people have studied actually this pyramid energy. Archaeological people, astronomical people, biological science people, medical science people, of course, spiritual science people, quantum physics people. So, and pyramids power has been classified into 4 categories widely. One is preservation power. Whatever is kept underneath the pyramid stays afresh for more time. So this is the most popular power of the pyramid, preservation power. So when few people observed that whatever is kept under the pyramid is staying afresh for more time, so why can't we use that extra energy for healing? So then people tested with healing power of the pyramids, and they found that the healing happens quickly under the pyramid. When people stay inside the pyramid or use pyramids in their place where they are sitting for more time, healing is happening. So this is one wonderful thing useful to the humanity. Then they further investigated, like spiritual people, they further investigated if a pyramid has extra energy to preserve things and to heal human beings, then why can't this extra energy be utilized in our journey of spirituality? So when they understood the purpose of pyramids, so they understood that it helps in out-of-body experiences. So here we should understand actually the science of meditation is actually this science of out-of-body experience only. Because in meditation, when we go inward, we will understand that we are not the physical body. We are living in the physical body. And we can see our own physical body. This happens actually during the deep state of sleep. That's the fourth point again. Dreams become clearer when we sleep inside the pyramids. So when we come out of our own physical body and we are able to see our own physical body in the deep state of sleep, uh, dreams become clearer. So we remember our own journeys of our inner body, which we call it as the real energy. Until that energy is with us, we are here as a being. Otherwise, if it leaves us, we call this as a dead body, right? So people interpret it as the self, the soul, the spirit, the Atman. Actually, this Atman will come out of the subtle body. It will come out and it will be able to see its own physical body. So then we'll have the understanding of the self firsthand. So that is actually the purpose of meditation. So this kind of out of body experience becomes easier when we sit underneath the pyramid and meditate. So these dreams become clearer is a common experience for all. In childhood, we remember these dreams and we'll try to tell our parents enthusiastically, but sometimes they scold us, so we'll stop telling the dreams to the elders. But what is happening in the dream is actually this out of body experience only, most of the times. In the last century, a scientist called Mr. Bovis, he has took permission and entered into the Giza pyramid and observed that the dead animal like cats actually they are not giving foul smell. So he observed it and then he went back and experimented in a model pyramid by keeping a dead cat. And he observed that the pyramid is causing quick dehydration, but decay has stopped. So he published his results and it attracted some other scientists. And Daryl Durpal is a radio engineer from Czechoslovakia. So when he got interested in these pyramids, he started experimenting with the pyramid hats. He started using small pyramids as hats. And he observed that the concentration power increased. The memory power also is increasing and is getting relieved from the headache. So he continued his experiments and another experiment became much popular in the last century and many people started using pyramid power. He experimented with the shaving blade. His hypothesis was when we use a shaving blade, the crystalline structure of the shaving blade is getting changed and the blade is becoming blunt and we are not able to shave number of times. So he thought that why don't we experiment this shaving blade with the pyramid, whether this pyramid will be able to retain its original crystalline structure. So he experimented with 16 number of shaving blades and he observed that the least is number of times is 51 and the maximum is 200. On an average 111 shaves. So this is very interesting. So what is happening is the original crystalline structure of the blade is again getting regained when the blade is not used for some time. As long as it is not physically disturbed, physically damaged. So until that time it is giving number of shaves. So This is the beauty of the pyramid. See, we can compare this with, see, when a shaving blade is getting its own crystalline structure, that means the original nature of the new blade. See, what is happening to the human beings also the same thing. Human beings are also originally, they are Sat Chit Ananda. When we started our journey into this realm, we are Sat Chit Ananda. So, but we come here, we do some actions, and we get the reactions, and our guna changes from the nirguna to satvika to rajoguna to tamaguna, and we get involved in actions according to our guna, and again we attract the results, because every action equally gets back the reactions. So whatever we do, we get back. So then we are entangled in this world. We come again and again. We take number of births to come out of this cycle of birth and death. We have to go inward only. So that is our original nature. So when we are able to meditate under the pyramid, we get our wisdom of the self as experience. So we'll get connected to our own self, and we will regain our own nature, Sat Chit Ananda. Like how the shaving blade is regaining its crystalline structure. We meditate under the pyramid, we regain our originality of Sat Chit Ananda. So here this Darbal, radio engineer, so his friends encouraged him, why don't you apply for a patent tract? So he has sent to the Patents Commission his model of a small pyramid, which he called as a blade sharpener. Actually, the pyramid of Giza is famous by the time, but this chief engineer of the Patents Commission wondered by seeing this small pyramid model, which can keep a blade underneath it, and then he has to experiment before giving the patents. So he asked all his colleagues in his Patents Commission to experiment with this blade sharpener, and everybody actually came and reported that it is giving number of shaves when used. So he has given the patent number 91304 in the year 1959 in the Czechoslovakian Republic. And this became a popular experiment. And then Russian military started using the blade sharpeners, which are none other than small pyramids. So in the ration they are giving to the army people, they started giving the blade sharpeners also, so that the number of blades will come down. That is their idea. So in fact, Russia, in the research of the pyramids, Russia is pioneer, and they have done a lot of experimentation. In 1968, a group of scientists took permission and done a experiment of X-raying the Chefraran pyramid, the second big pyramid in Cairo, and they have observed that they spent almost $1 million in that experiment. And Dr. Gohead, who actually led the research team, at the end of his research, he, in the press conference, he revealed that whatever is happening inside the pyramid, it is defying all known laws of science and electronics. So further research is continuing this way, and everybody, whoever is doing research, they are finding new things about the pyramids in their field. Russian Academy of Medical Science conducted a survey, and they have tested a drug called vinoglobulin, which is effective in fighting with viruses. They kept the drug vinoglobulin inside the pyramid, and when they have given a concentration of 50 micrograms per ml to the patients, they observed that they are much effective in fighting with the viruses. Further research was done by a group of pediatricians. So they tested a solution of 40% glucose in distilled water, and they have given to the prematurely born babies, 16 number of babies. So they observed that their recovery is much better when they administered this. So all this led Russia into doing further research, and Dr. A. Golad from Russia, he has done a nice experiment actually. Water was kept under the pyramid, and when the atmospheric temperature is dropping down to even minus 38 degrees centigrade, the water remained in the liquid form. So this actually is very interesting. When water is kept in minus temperatures, at minus 4 degrees, it turns into ice. The liquid form turns into solid form. But here, even up to minus 38 degrees, it has not happened. When the water is disturbed, immediately turned into ice. This actually satisfies the definition of the pyramid. Pyramid is fire at the center. So that fire energy is keeping the liquid form of the water, even though the temperature is dropping down beyond -4 degrees. So he continued his research and has constructed big pyramids also, and has done a lot of experiment in those pyramids. He has built one big pyramid of 44-meter tall also in Russia. So the number of experiments have been done on oil wells by keeping the pyramids on the oil wells. And they observed that the unwanted paraffins, bitumens have come down, and the quality of the oil and the quantity also increased by 30%. So this is the research done by Moscow Academy of Oil and Natural Gas. Agricultural scientists have done several experiments with pyramids. When the seeds are kept inside the pyramid for 1 day to 5 days, and when they are planted, so the yield increased by 20 to 100% in all the cases. Plants did not get sick when they were not affected by droughts. They needed less water. Some other researchers found that pyramid increased the effectiveness of the glucose and isoosmotic solution and drugs if they were kept inside the pyramid. On the 44-meter tall pyramid constructed by Golad, the researchers have observed that there is a protective radius of 300 kilometers and storms are getting averted in that region. And there was a column of energy for 2000 meters up and down on the top of the pyramid. So with a especially sensitive military equipment similar to radar, they have done these experiments. Another interesting experiment done in the Russian jails. So they took salt and pepper and they kept inside the pyramid, they energized it and used in the cooking of the jails in a number of 5,000 people. And the control is some other jails. So they had a comparison after 6 months, and they observed that where the salt and pepper energized under the pyramid was used in cooking, so there the people have got a transformation. Their behaviors have actually changed drastically, because generally the people who came to jail, they might have committed some crime actually may not be intentionally, sometimes for a situation reacting wildly they might have done. So when the pyramid charged food is used, their actually behavior changed and they could actually become calm. So this is one interesting experiment on the prisoners for a tune of 5,000 people. Some other amazing facts found in researchers are like earthquake control has happened. The geotectonic stresses, the frictional charges have come down to smaller doses. So this is one observation. Wheat grow 400% more. Diamond get harder. The radioactive material decays faster. Strontium, heavy metals, and salt vanish from well water. New streams of water appear nearby. In our Pyramid Valley campus, we have observed this phenomena. So our campus is a 30-acre campus. So when the mega pyramid was constructed, earlier the water sources were actually depleting. But then after the pyramid was constructed, when we have again tested the bore wells, we got more water than earlier and more 100% efficient bore wells. In the Russia, they tested that the holes that happened to the ozone layer got repaired where the pyramid was there. It protects area from lightning strikes. From the jail experiment, they declared that it raises the vibration of the humanity. You understood if we start using the pyramids widely, how the vibration of the humanity changes. Another interesting experiment done in Nagpur in Maharashtra by Superintendent of Police, Mr. Yashpal Yadav. So he understood the power of the pyramids and he wanted to do an interesting experiment. So he identified a place where number of accidents are happening. So there he introduced the pyramids on the roadside, on both the sides. So after 6 months, he organized a press conference and declared that there was no accident in that period of 6 months. So the press people have asked him what would be the reason. Then he said that this is the only change I made. I introduced pyramids on both the sides of the road, and this has happened. So this was covered in the Daily News Analysis newspaper and Times of India and other papers. Some more amazing facts how we can use pyramids in our daily life. The quality of sleep improves. Wounds, boils, cuts on the skin got cured quickly. People used pyramids. Milk kept in the pyramid did not get spoiled at the end of the day. Vegetables and fruits, the most popular preservation experiment done by many people, and they got the results. Normal water kept under the pyramid gets energized and it can be used for our drinking purposes. Let us understand briefly about the Giza pyramid, the biggest structure. It is actually interesting who have done it. National Geographic Channel once actually documented that slaves might have been used in construction of such a mega structure, but it is actually not the technology which can be considered that it was constructed by slaves. Big blocks actually were used, so they thought that slaves have been used. They are weighing up to 2 tons. 750,000 blocks have been used, and the source of the quarry is actually 500 miles away from the Giza pyramid, on the other bank of the Nile River. So such gigantic stones were brought to the place and they were placed exactly on a 13-acre leveled ground measuring 760 feet by 760 feet to a height of 454 feet. And to a perfect angle of 51 degree 50 minutes. The land was perfectly leveled. So they know the value of pi, they know the value of phi, they know the technology. And they have used much better advanced technology to construct such a gigantic structure. And there are air vents actually. We go and sit inside the pyramid in king chamber. We feel actually cool breathing air will be coming. So such a technology was available thousands of years back. There were 3 chambers, known chambers. One is a king chamber, the center, 1/3 height from base. And another chamber underneath it, queen chamber, and totally down, a servant chamber. The passages are very small, and people have to literally crawl and enter these chambers some places. So this is an experiment done by scientists in Killian photography. You can see how the energy is emanating from the pyramid. So another experiment, before a pyramid is kept and after a pyramid is kept, how the energy changed in the room. In engineering terminology, the center, 1/3 height in the pyramid is actually center of gravity, and that is actually the king chamber position where the energy of cosmic energy is maximum. Let us see how few masters have told about pyramids quickly. This is Edgar Casey, great psychic in US. Actually, he said these pyramids are not built by pharaohs. They are 10,000 year old. They are constructed by much advanced civilization that time. Another great master by name Paul Brenton, he visited India also and visited Ramana Maharshi's ashram and written books on ancient India and masters. So many foreigners actually came to Ramana Maharshi ashram after his book. So he also has written a book on Search in Secret Egypt. In one chapter, A Night Inside a Great Pyramid, he takes a special permission. This is for the context of today. This is important to know. So in 1936, he took special permission and visited the pyramid. He wanted to stay one whole night inside the pyramid, but then he understands that it is very risky. But still, he goes inside and meditates there. Initially, there is a very frightening energy inside, but he settles down there after his meditation. And then the energy changes inside the king chamber, and 2 masters appear in front of him. his narration goes like this. So the one of the two masters asks him, why have you come here? So then Paul Brenton says, I want to know about the secrets of this great pyramid and want to reveal to the humanity. Then the other master says, you follow us, but it is difficult. So if you get fear, then you will not be able to come along with us. He follows them, and then he understands that he is being taken through some chambers which were actually not seen while he was entering the pyramid. So he gets frightened. Where am I going along with these people? So then immediately when he gets that fear, he is back at the place where he started his journey, that is the king chamber. So he understood that it is not a physical journey, it is actually with his that out of body experience, he is following those masters. So he immediately, these two masters again appear in front of him and tells him that that's why we discouraged you. This is not the time to know about the pyramid. So now in the year 2020, by now already since last 30 years, this organization, Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement, is promoting pyramids for meditation. And there are other pyramids also constructed worldwide. And now a lot of research is happening on pyramids and pyramid power. Now people have started using pyramids in their day-to-day life in many ways. I'll take you through some slides. So people started using pyramid power in different ways of life. Now people understood that pyramids are having extra energy. So earlier, 30 years back, people were thinking that it is for keeping dead bodies. Such misconception was there. So now the time has come for people to understand the pyramid power and use pyramids in their day-to-day life. Osho is a great master who actually envisaged about the pyramid power, and he has constructed one pyramid in his ashram, Kurigan Park in Pune. He said that pyramids are especially constructed for spiritual sadhana. So he encouraged Patrizi, of course, he read a book on pyramid power in the year 1984 after his enlightenment. And then he thought, why don't we use pyramids in meditation? So in the year 1990, when he started the society in Kurnool of Andhra Pradesh, one person learned meditation from him. His name is B.V. Reddy. So he came back and said, with this pyramid, with this meditation, I am able to connect to myself and got extra energy and a siddhi, which actually is teleportation. He experimented with that siddhi of teleportation. He wanted the scent in the first floor to come into his hands while meditating. So he got that. So immediately he came running to Patrizi and said, I am very much satisfied with the technique what you have taught me. I wanted to give you something. What should I give? And Patrizi asked him, you need not give anything to me. You construct a pyramid which will be useful for the humanity. So the first pyramid was constructed in Kurnool town of Andhra Pradesh. So it is the beginning of the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. And many pyramids, thousands of pyramids have been constructed later. Hats off to the visionary Patrizi. Dolores Cannon, she was a master. In Pyramid Valley, we organize Global Congress of Spiritual Scientists every year. So in one of the events, she came, and when she saw our pyramid, she narrated her experience. She takes people into past lives, and the recording has been done, what they reveal. So few of her clients actually revealed their experiences in the pyramids construction in their past lives. So all that she has narrated in her books and presented in the session. Another master called Ramta is channeling through this lady, J.J. Knight. So Ramta also revealed a lot of information about the pyramids. So this is another interesting thing. In Bosnia, a town in Sarajevo, a hill like this, actually, a person called, he observed this and then he understood that it is not a hill actually, it is a pyramid covered with vegetation. So he took permissions and started experimenting. So then he observed that it is according to the golden ratio exactly. And there was, after his investigations, he found that it was actually man-made concrete. He sent the core samples to testing and observed that it was of the strength M135, that is 135 Newton per mm square. And the carbon dating revealed that it is 29,340 years. So there were tunnels also leading towards the pyramid. So his research is continuing. So once this is completed, we will be able to see that pyramid, big pyramid in Europe. Dr. Sam. Pyramids generate negative ions which have positive influence on our bodies. Pyramids provide unbelievable relief for general health problems. When the pyramid energy is absorbed regularly, the immunity of the body increases. The water stored for a minimum period of 3 days gets energized and reaches all cells of our body. If students wear pyramid caps, their memory power increases. So all students can start using caps while studying so that their concentration power also increases, memory power increases. Sitting in a pyramid regularly increases the positivity. If we use pyramids, it gives a glow and a healthy look to our skin. We have done in our campus, Pyramid Valley, we have done experiments on agriculture. Tomatoes, brinjals, lady's finger were grown under the pyramids, and there was a visible change for the visitors. The yield is more, the faster growth cycles are observed. We have shown them to the international community, scientists who visited our Pyramid Valley. We have done he is Dr. Sam from Bosnia who came here. We have done preservation experiments also. We started with 2 tomatoes, 5 tomatoes, then 8 kgs of tomatoes. She is Ville Linne, who visited Pyramid Valley. We asked her to, she can read energy, so she could read and tell us that how energy is increasing in those areas where we have kept pyramids. In the room temperature only, we have done all these experiments. Is Dr. Amit Goswami, famous quantum physicist. So when he came, we asked him to cut 1 tomato and taste it. So this is actually 140 days fresh. So when he cut it and then tasted, he said, I can't believe. But all these experiments have been conducted in our close observation. We have combined the energies of the pyramid with radionics also here in this experiment. So a couple of years back, a research committee has been formed by the Indian government. So all governments are involving in the research of the pyramids. So fortunately, the Indian government also started research. So the Pyramid Research Committee was formed by them, and they have done an experiment in Mumbai, Bharth, and they sent the reports. They have kept potatoes under the pyramids, and they observed that the potatoes kept outside the pyramid, after 16 days they got spoiled. But the one lot of potatoes kept in 2 pyramids actually, they were fresh even after 55 days. When they tested for the nutrition value, in one pyramid it was 90%, and the other pyramid it is 109%. So they were also very excited to see the results. So they observed that the color of the roofing actually is different. So that added the extra nutrition value to the lot of potatoes in that pyramid. So few more experiments are happening, and during this time of COVID, a few more experiments are happening, and I think once it will be open to the public about these experiments. So to quickly wind up this pyramid session. So to understand easily, remember this 51 degree 50 minutes are a golden ratio of 1.618. For a base of 10 units, the height should be 6.36 units. The 4 sides of the pyramid will be 9.51 units, so that you can make your own pyramid. Small pyramid, you can make your own pyramid. You can encourage your children to see from the center, you take a radius of the side of the pyramid 9.51, and then cut arches with the base B so that 4 triangles, if you join these 4 triangles, it will make the pyramid. You can cut from a bigger sheet 4 triangles with base B and side C like this. 9.51 times the base B is the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So we can make our own pyramid. So pyramids can be made with different materials. Big pyramids can be done in reinforced cement concrete, ferrocrete, fiber cement board, clay tiles, PUF sheets, metagalvaluminum sheets, polycarbonate sheets, fiber sheets, bamboo sheets, thatch. Small pyramids can be made in plywood, MDF board, cardboard. So now let us come to the point of meditation. So what is the science of meditation? So meditation done under the pyramid, we are calling it as pyramid meditation, but the science of meditation remains the same. The pyramid is only the external structure. The experience of the meditation actually is can be experienced by the person who is doing. The transformation can be seen by the people who are close to him. But when we enter a pyramid, we can feel that energy. It's a structure, it's a space. So we can experience actually the energy difference when we come from outside to the inside. Like how when we enter a room provided with air conditioning, from outside, if we enter that room, we feel that sensation to the skin. We feel comfort. Similarly, when people enter the pyramid, they feel that energy. That gives comfort to them. So this is what experience of the many people who come and sit inside the pyramids. So mega pyramid is constructed in Bengaluru on Kanakpura Road, where 5,000 people can sit at a time and meditate. So a lot of people, thousands of people do come and they experience, they go back without any advertisement. So much of work is happening all over the world. The pyramids are coming up. And best way to experience pyramid power is, along with preservation power and healing power, the best way to experience pyramids power is meditation. So for beginners of meditation, pyramids help a lot. So now let us understand what is the science of meditation. So we have to understand that from the first breath to the last breath is the journey of life. So, and when we go to our sleep, where are we going? Again, when we wake up in the morning, we are remembering that I am for myself, I am Prasad. I remember myself, I am an engineer. I remember when I wake up. Okay. So when I wake up, I am remembering what I am. I am able to recognize my family members. But when we die, and when we again get back to the another lifetime, right? This is actually what we have to understand. It's a comparison between the sleep and the death. Sleep is a state when we wake up again. The next day is like we are able to remember ourselves. But when we again take a birth, we are not able to remember. But it is there in our actually chitta, subconscious mind. But we are not able to remember it. That's all. That is the only difference. So the journey between waking up and the going to sleep is actually life in the day. Then from first breath to the last breath is the journey in the one lifetime. But this body, how we are changing the dresses, we are changing the body, and we again take another lifetime. There are few people who have done experiments with this actually. We need not believe this actually. So we can 30 cases suggestive of reincarnation was actually. Raymond Moody is actually an expert who has done a lot of experimentations. And there are many people. In India, of course, we believe this concept of reincarnation very easily because Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, and all our ancient wisdom actually told this section. We are not the body. We are living in the body. This is what has been the wisdom given by ancient seers. So in India, it is easy for us to understand. But in the West, actually, they have to do a lot of experimentation on this. So they have done this. So 30 cases they studied. So these children, they could remember their past life. So they have been taken to those places what they are describing, and they could exactly match whatever they are telling. So this child is remembering his or her past life. So this is what is actually. So what is it, the science here? We are inside our own body, and actually we are that. Tat tvam asi. This is the actually the truth. We are not the body. We are living in the body. But how to understand this? Unless we experience, how can we believe this? So our seers, our ancient people, have given us the technique. So you need not believe it. You experience. This is the wisdom they told us. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything is actually the divine. Tat tvam asi. You are that. But you have to do your own practice. So Bhagavad Gita actually has given us a very good technique of pranapano samakrutva. Observe the breath and balance this inhalation and exhalation. So then we'll be able to get connected to our own self within us. So the technique there he tells is Indriyani parani. Indriyas are very powerful. And Indriyabhyaha param manaha. Mind is much powerful than senses, sensory organs. And Manasastu para buddhihi. Then the mind, the intellect is much powerful. Yo buddhehe paratastu saha. Who is more powerful than the intellect is saha, means he, that. And we are actually that. Tat tvam asi. We are that. So we have to experience this. So for this, what we can do is, we should not go outward. We should go inward. Because he is there only. So this secret is told number of times in Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. Ishwaraha sarvabhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati. So, time and again he tells that he is sitting within our heart. Okay. We need to get connected to ourselves, that's all. So this meditation is the practice actually. So what we have to do? We have to silence the mind. So there we have to understand. Is this so easy? Because mind is such very, very actually always think number of thoughts. See whether they are necessary or not. When we are focusing on a particular work, necessary thoughts we are making with mind. But sometimes we are defocused. So unnecessary thoughts do coming. Like for example, if we are in office, we think about the house. When we are in house with our family members, we think about office or something else. So that means we are not in the present moment. So if we practice meditation, then is it so easy to silence the mind? So there comes the technique. Observe the breath. This pranapano samakrutva. Siddhartha Gautama, who actually wanted to know about the cause of the suffering of the humanity, because he saw when he was an emperor, son of emperor, so he saw death of a person, old age of a person, and then disease of a person. These are the common. Then the his driver tells yes, they are common. They are common for all people. So then Siddhartha Gautama wants to actually know the reason for this suffering and the solution for this suffering. So he does 6 years of severe austerity and finds that observing the breath will actually make us understand our own self. He will not use the term self actually. He gives the technique, anapana sati. Ana is inhalation, pana is exhalation, sati means to be with. So if we observe our breath, then the mind becomes silent and we can actually know about he has seen his own past lives. So he narrates. So then we will understand that we are not the limited being, the physical body. We are unlimited actually. So then he finds the solution also for the suffering actually. And he teaches that the 4 noble truths actually, that the suffering is everywhere and excessive desires. Actually, Krishna is the reason for the sorrow, and we can come out of the sorrow if we practice Ashtanga Yoga. Avidya is the reason, the ignorance is the reason for the suffering, and if we practice Ashtanga Yoga, we will be able to come out of the ignorance. So Bhagavad Gita also times and again says the same thing. If we are able to come out of our ignorance, moha, he says, if we are able to come out of our moha, then we will be able to understand the self. What is required is abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa is practice. little amount of practice is required for anybody to silence the mind. So it's not easy. Even to ride a bicycle, it's not that easy. The child has to practice. Then only he will learn how to balance the two wheels. Similarly, to silence the mind also, the balancing of this breath is required. So observe the breath continuously. So as per the science of meditation, Patrici has postulated 3 laws of science of meditation very wonderfully. If we start observing our breath, the mind becomes silent. This is the first law of science of meditation. When the mind becomes silent, the dormant energy gets awakened. So this is when we observe the breath, the mind becomes silent. When the mind becomes silent, a lot of cosmic energy enters our system. This is the second law. And when a lot of cosmic energy enters our system, the dormant energy becomes awakened. This is the third law of science of meditation. So what is to be done is practice. Practice makes people perfect. So we have to do a lot of practice. So sit comfortably wherever you are. Siram Sukham Asanam. The sitting posture should be stable, that's all. And we should be comfortable. We should be able to sit for more time. So sit comfortably and close your eyes, because all these indriyas are outlets of energy. So close the eyes, shut the mouth. So then with closed eyes, clasp the fingers, cross the legs, and then start observing the breath. Slowly and slowly. Number of thoughts keep coming. What we have to do is observe the breath. When we are observing the breath, thoughts will not be there. So instead of controlling the thoughts, try to observe. Then when you become a witness, then that disappears. This is like if a guest comes to your house, you give more attention to him, then he will be there only. If you don't give attention to him, after some time he disappear. He will go away. It's also like this. The thoughts of the mind are also like that. If you give attention, then you continue in the same thought. Okay, like a serial in our television, it extends. So from one thought to the other, chain of thoughts keep coming. But if you don't give attention, then that means if there are no advertisements, the television serial will be stopped. Similarly, like, so if you don't give attention, then this thought disappears. So practice. So it's not that easy, but of course it is easy also, because there is not much difficulty in observing the breath. So start observing the breath and enjoy this silence of the mind. And then a lot of cosmic energy starts entering our system, and we get a lot of experiences. And they are common. There's nothing much importance about these experiences. Initially, we get some tingling sensation in the back area, spine area, heaviness in the head region, lightness, heaviness in the entire body, lightness in the entire body. See, contrary experiences, heaviness in the entire body and lightness in the entire body. See, when more and more cosmic energy enters, we feel initially heaviness. Once we get more energy, we understand that we are not the body. So then that feeling will make us separated from the body. So we feel lightness. We see colors in here, light, and more energy leads to which is called as third eye experiences. And the ultimate experience, the purpose of meditation is actually we come out of our physical body and see ourselves. So this is actually the purpose of meditation, to understand that we are not the physical body, we are living in the physical body, and we are that energy, consciousness, and wisdom. We are specks of ECW. This is what is the experience we should get from the meditation. And with this wisdom, we actually continue our journey towards the liberation, the mukti. Jnanat jnanam, jnanan mukti. So this is a journey, and that is infinite journey. See. And we will come back to the planet Earth or any take birth with our choice only, not by force. That means our cycle of this action reaction, whatever karma we do and whatever comes back as per the constitution of the creator, what is called as prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, and agami karma. This cycle we will be able to break, and that is the journey towards the ultimate purpose of life. That is called liberation. So meditation is actually the starting point of this journey of liberation. And once we are able to understand ourselves, then we'll be able to successfully do this journey of towards the liberation. Because why liberation is required? Because the cycle of birth and death is actually suffering. So we have to come out of this suffering. If we enjoy this, then it is fine. That means to enjoy this, we should be pious souls. That means whatever, because of our earlier gunas, whatever we are doing, we should be able to come out of that. That means Rajoguna and Tamoguna. In that guna, if we will be doing some harm to others. So that harm will attract again some sin to us. So because of the sin, we get some diseases. And because of diseases or discomfort, the lack of money, we do some more karmas, some more actions, which will attract again sin. So this is a cycle of bad deeds and then attracting sin and desires and diseases, and again the cycle continues. So it's a suffering. So instead of being in suffering state, we should be in a state of beautiful state. So that comes from meditation. So we should be able to transcend this journey of birth and death cycle. So that is the purpose, ultimate purpose of life. And when we come to this as a choice, then there will be no suffering. So that we will come to know only when we reach that state of enlightenment. So meditation leads to this enlightenment. And Patriji said a very beautiful concept. This is like MEAL, meal. So meditation, E is enlightenment. Meditation leads towards enlightenment, and this enlightenment leads towards awareness. So what is the gift of enlightenment? We will be always aware. We will be in the present moment. With the tremendous amount of practice of meditation, we will understand ourselves, that is enlightenment. And with this, we will be aware always. So we will live our life very beautifully. That is called life just, L. So the life is always bliss. Life is always truthful. Life is always, with all our decisions will be wise. So that is what we are, Sat Chit Ananda. So we'll experience our true self, and that is actually the purpose of life. So we should not suffer. As Siddhartha Gautama, after becoming Buddha, revealed, suffering is everywhere. But suffering will not be there for a person who got this state of, who completed this meal, not the physical meal, who completed this meditation, enlightenment, awareness, and life just. So then he will come again only because of the choice to help others. So this is the journey of a soul. So everybody will go through this process from one lifetime to the other. He will be evolving from one guna, tamaguna to rajoguna, rajoguna to sattvic guna to nirguna, and then he will understand his own reality. So this is the spiritual reality. This is everybody will do this journey, but how quickly we will enter to that journey, the final journey, then actually we will be in a state of bliss always. Till that time, it will be like a state of suffering. So it is up to us to be in the state of suffering or to enter the state of bliss. So let us practice meditation. So every day, please continue. I hope you are all doing meditation. So let us meditate. Meditation in group actually for a collective cause. This helps humanity to come out of these situations like COVID-19. A lot of himsa is everywhere. So ahimsa paramo dharma. So in our life, we should be always live to that dharma. Ahimsa paramo dharma. So we should not hurt others. We should not hurt animal kingdom also. So be vegetarian. That helps a lot for meditation also. So then live a life in a very blissful state. So whenever you are suffering, that means we have to start our meditation immediately. There is no other shortcut, because suffering after suffering, maybe in between there may be some happy situations, but again after the end of these happy situations, again another suffering will come. So it's a never-ending process, or at least naturally the old age will come. Old age is a suffering. So that's what Siddhartha Gautama wondered. So disease, it appears as if it is a common thing. But if you meditate properly, if you are in an enlightened state, the disease will not suffer, make us suffer. This is the secret of a spiritual reality. So let us experience this secret in our own experience. So let's meditate. Ashwini, can you start some music?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So kindly, all of you, please close your eyes. So let us meditate for 15 minutes. Clasp your fingers, cross your legs, sit where you are, and start observing the breath. The normal, natural breath. No need to forcibly hold the breath out, either outside or inside. Antar kumbhaka or bahir kumbhaka is not required. No need to chant any mantra. Observe the breath. Maranat trayate iti mantraha. So its purpose is different. So in meditation, the target is different. So here the target is to silence the mind. So no need to chant any mantra. No need to recollect any form of deity or guru. Our breath is our guru. And the God is sitting in our heart. Sarvasya chaham kriti sannivishtaha. Iswaraha sarvabhutanam. So just observe the breath in its normal way. Whenever a thought comes, try to cut down the thought, bring your attention onto the breathing. Asatoma Satgamaya. Let us move towards truth from untruth. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Let us move towards light from darkness. Murchorma Amrutam Gamaya. Let us move towards immortality from mortality. And who will lead us? Our own self. To try to get connected to our own self. And if we begin this journey, and there is the readily available to help us. Whenever a thought comes, Only the breath. Last couple of minutes, kindly follow the breath. Let us all live a life of peace, compassion, and unity consciousness. Lokas samastas sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti.